From Darling Stadium in Hampton, WHCS Cable Channel 46 presents high school football. The Beach District AAA Bayside Marlins and the Peninsula District AAA Kecoughtan Warriors. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hinson. We welcome you to sun-drenched Darling Stadium for this afternoon's battle between the Bayside Marlins, 11-1 in 1999, and the Kecoughtan Warriors, coming off of a 3-7 record in the 1999 season. Bob, opening game of the year. This is going to be great. We had this game postponed. Most of the folks know we had a rainstorm Friday that laid about 5 inches of rain on this gorgeous new field. We're going to talk about that field, too.
Yeah, the field is great, and we will talk about that a little later. But the contest today is going to be, it's really quickness against size and power. Kecoughtan does not have any quickness and speed in their offensive and defensive line like some of the other teams. Bayside, on the other hand, have a lot of speed, Tim, a lot of quickness, but they're small. So they're going to try to do some things to disrupt Kecoughtan offensively, and then their defense will try to upset Kecoughtan, but on offensive line they're going to try to get outside Kecoughtan because they think they got the speed to do it. Well, last year the team went 11-0 or before they lost a game in the playoffs, and Kecoughtan should have beat them in the first game. Turned the ball over 5 times. Tim, you cannot turn the ball over 5 times against any team and expect to win.
Well, you're exactly right. By the way, before we go any further, I don't know that if any of the viewers know this, but you and I are starting our 21st year. The year 2000 now.
Does Donna know this?
We've been together longer than she and I. 21st year. We start year number 21 doing this. That's right, 1980. Bob and myself and the Channel 5 crew at the time.
No,
or
it was
29?
29.
We've changed names a few times. We had that first Hampton-Bethel game, and then it evolved. So we just wanted to make all the fans aware of the fact that we really enjoyed doing this, and 21 years of doing it, or starting the 21st year, it's going to be great.
It really is, and we got a great schedule this year we'll talk about as we go along, but we're going to pick up outside the district. We're going to pick up next week. We're going to get the Bethel Bruins and Norview, and then Hampton and Warwick, which will be a great game. Phoebus and Heritage, another great game. Then, of course, in the peninsula. I mean, just awesome football.
With the first game of the season, and neither one of these teams having had an opportunity to play much yet, basically we don't have a lot of statistics to talk about or don't necessarily know a lot about the teams as far as individuals are concerned, but we do know, having talked with Roscoe Coles over at Kecoughtan, that he's got a young team. Like you mentioned, it's not a great speed team. They are going to rely on some deception. They're going to try and be a balanced attack team. He was telling me they hope to throw the ball just as many times as they run the ball. So it's going to be kind of a trial of by fire here, because this Bayside team has a lot of people coming back.
Yeah, he really does, and he's real excited about people coming back. And the Beach District is a tough district, and he figures that they're going to be shooting for him, and he doesn't mind. Coach Jackson says let him come, because I think he's ready. He's loaded and ready for bear.
Well, talking about Coach Jackson, a little earlier, Bob had a chance to talk with head coach Robert Jackson of the Bayside Marlins.
I have Robert Jackson here with me, the Bayside Marlin football coach. And first of all, congratulations! Fine season last year. Went undefeated during the regular season, 11-1 for the year. Tell me a little bit about your team. What you got coming back, Coach?
Well, we're very excited this year. We have a lot of guys returning from last year's team. We lost some key players, but I think we have some ample guys that are going to fill in this year and get the job done for us.
Well, I heard from rumors that you got are what they call fast and quick. I mean, there's fast going, but you got to have quickness too. And they say you got a lot of quick guys, especially defense. You get around the ball real quick.
Yeah, our kids spend a lot of time working on getting faster and getting quicker, because we don't have a lot of size. So we're not going to be able to lock up with anybody and allow people to push us around the field. So we have to be able to run past them.
Now, on your defense, I know you do a 4-4. Do you do some stunnings to try to take that other team, disrupt their timing?
Yeah, we'll do a lot of blitzing, a lot of stunning. We don't like for our kids to just sit there. Like I said, we don't have size, and to sit there means we're going to get pushed around the field.
Well, the Beach District is always tough, and it's always neat to end up, but you got to be marked candidate over there. Everybody in the Beach is going to be after you, right?
Yeah, that's how it goes. It's hard getting there, but everybody's coming after you, and we understand that, and we're excited about it. That's what we work for, and that's where we want to be.
Well, good enough. Well, listen, congratulations last year, and good luck this year.
Thank you.
Good enough. Thank you. Let's go back to Tim.
Coach Jackson obviously excited about his team's possibilities and the season coming up. He's got a lot of people coming back. He's got speed. He's got some size. I look at some of these kids. He said he doesn't have a lot of size. Well, some of these kids are pretty good sized boys.
Well, you and I know the coaches, especially in football, don't always give you the right dimensions of these youngsters, and they want to, if you're really big, you downplay it. If you got a big guy, you say, oh, he's not really big, he's slow and all that. If you got little guys, oh, they're slow, and but then they're quick as a dig. So they're not always truthful to you and I or to the other coaches. They don't want you to know what they really got. And so, you take it with a grain of salt, but if you look at the two teams, and I know I've watched Kecoughtan scrimmage and I've talked to people who watch Bayside, there is a difference in the speed. And I think that may be the difference in the game. And again, we come down to the kickers. What do we have on the field as kickers? We don't know. They're both untested, so we'll see.
Every coach, whether it be baseball, football, basketball, dreads that first game because you don't know what's going to happen. Now, if you've got a veteran team, you've got a pretty good idea. You've got a little more confidence. I would say both of these teams this afternoon are, or both of these coaches, I should say, are a little anxious, a little excited about this, and certainly they hope things are going to be better. You had a chance to talk with Coach Coles, and right now we're going to go back in time and talk with head coach Roscoe Coles of Kecoughtan.
I have Roscoe Coles with me, head coach of the Warriors' third year. This is the year that all the kids that you've got should be under your influence. You and I had talked about that.
That's correct. We have, I guess you say, we almost completed that circle with kids, understand our philosophy, terminology, and hopefully doing the things we ask them to do.
Well, I know this is also brand new coaching staff, and this is the third coaching staff, but you got some people that have been at Kecoughtan, had coached before, and Dan Thompson and Brian Hebert. That's got to give you a little more cohesiveness, don't you think?
You're absolutely right. Brian and Dan has done a great job working together and helping to bring the other coaches together. I think that's going to probably be one of our strong points this year, the coaching staff. And it's nothing like a good coaching staff. I mean, we can't continue. You can't do anything if everyone doesn't understand the game.
Right.
And secondly, not on the same sheet of music. Right. So I have two seasoned coaches who have no problem complying with what needs to be done. They're eager, willing, and able to get the job done. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I tell you, and you, it's got to give you a little more peace of mind. You don't have to check out after them. But let's talk a little bit about your team. You've got some, your quarterback, Terrence, is back, healthy, and that's got to be a strong point.
Oh, no question. We're excited about Terrence. He runs the option. He throws the ball well. We hope to see some offense production from our offensive team today. We like to control the ball.
Well, see, last year you lost the ball. You gave the ball up too many times. Played a team that went 11-0, and you should have beat them in the first game.
Yeah, absolutely right. Well, you're absolutely right. That's last year. And this year we hope there's a different chapter, new page. We'd like to hopefully make a statement today if we can.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, Coach. Good luck to you this year.
Thank you.
Good enough. Let's stay tuned for today's starting lineups.
Back here at Darling Stadium, Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz. As you see on your screen, the beautiful field. We'll talk more about specifics, but right now let's tell you about the officials for today's game. There you see the referee, Carter Ficklin. Mike Mann is the umpire. The linesman is Chip McErlin. Jim Mayhew is the line judge. Field judge is Craig Moore, and Gilbert Simon is your back judge for this afternoon's contest. Carter Ficklin, of course, a man we're very familiar with.
And we do appreciate him wearing the mic today, and he always does a good job, and we do appreciate his crew.
And this game this afternoon brought to you by Zooms, David Allen's 6 convenient locations, including one in Newport News, close to yours truly, up there on Warwick Boulevard near Todd Stadium. The Bayside Marlins, red and white. All right, here are the Marlins on offense, and I will tell you who those people are as soon as I put my eyes on. Where's my glasses? Bob, give me my glasses back.
That's what I like where you prepared, Tim.
I'm prepared.
The first one is center,
The center is Walker. Then the guards are Thompson and Howell. Myers and Baracchini are the tackles. McCoy and Stevens are the ends. The fullback is Norfleet. Tailback is Webb. Your quarterback is Kevin Green, and the wideout will be Ken Painter. Those will be the Marlins. They will receive the opening kickoff to start this contest.
We'll give you the defense for the Warriors as we watch the They're anxious to go, and the Marlins haven't come through their thing yet, their little piece of paper they run through. Anyway, here we go with Davis and Sumter are the tackles. The ends are McDonald and French. The two inside linebackers, Pendleton and Hamilton. Outside linebackers, Lewis and DiCarlo. Cornerbacks, Ashburn and Anderson. And the free safety is Carter Jones. And, of course, we want to talk about the coaches. Well, we got a chance there at Kecoughtan head coach Roscoe Coles, coaching staff Dan Thompson, Brian Hebert, Al Morrow, William Parker, Corey Thomas, and Matt Engel. And, of course, for the Marlins, head coach Robert Jackson, assisted by Marlon Marshall, Jeff McGowan, Brian Bunyan, Calvin Freeman, Bernie Griffin, and Sean Wilson.
And you will notice your screen is not lying to you. Some of the players for the Marlins have yellow shoes and red shoes. For example, all the way across the far side of the field, a player has one yellow and one red shoe. And
number 3 over here does too.
Number 3 does too. So they come to the game wearing the colors.
They're ready to go.
All right, this field is just absolutely in perfect condition. A huge effort to get this field in this shape, and it's probably the finest football field I've ever seen. Kickoff is underway, fielded at the 10-yard line. Getting across the 20-25 down the sideline and then finally driven out of bounds. But Bayside gets a good return on the play. That was number, well, you know what happened, Bob? I'm going to have to rely on your copy of this because cut off the numbers.
Oh, well, what did you do that for? Anyway, I'll give you a different one. Okay. Justin Green, number 7, made the hit right here. Number 31 has got the ball. That's Dion Rebotten. I'll give you another one, Tim. I tell you, I just really have to take care of you, don't I?
I only have half a number.
Well, no, that's about what Donna said.
No, she said I'm not playing with a full deck.
Oh, that's what it was.
It's the whole story. All right, a little mix-up in the backfield as the ball handed off to Norfleet, and he did not get back to the line of scrimmage. About a yard loss on the play. So there'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Marlins.
Well, these two teams will marry each other on defense. They both play 4-4, 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers. They'll switch around and move and try to mess you up that time, but the timing definitely wasn't in the backfield. In fact, I think there may have been a fumble, but it was recovered and loss of a yard on there. So
2nd down and 11, 12-minute quarters in high school football. Green gives to the tailback, and he is not going to get anywhere as he's wrestled to the ground. Webb is the tailback, and the Warriors defense over there to stop him cold.
Cheeky Pendleton, Tim, did a great job. Would not let him get outside. A loss of another yardage. Watch it on the replay. Great job Cheeky did here. Just kept him outside and then grabbed a hold of that shirt and says, you ain't getting nowhere, buddy.
All the way back to the Marlin 29-yard line. So the Warrior defense now doing the job. 3rd down and about, let's call it 18.
Well, I would look for him to come to this side and maybe even a pass.
Green wants to throw, has a man wide open at the 40-yard line, but he could not hold on to it.
But Tim, he wouldn't have got the 1st down anyway.
That was Kenneth Painter, but you're absolutely right. Had he held on to it, he would have been 4 yards shy of a 1st down. So we'll see the first kick of the afternoon, and that'll bring on the punter for the Marlins. That's James Walker, number 7.
And with Tim also, I don't know if you noticed on that play, we may catch that later on, what he did is he swung one of the backs out of the backfield, and nobody on the defensive team picked him up. And I thought that's who he was going to throw the ball to and get some one-on-one positions out there.
Some pressure, but the kick is away cleanly. It's going to be fielded at the 35-yard line by Emmanuel Anderson, and he's out to the 42-yard line, where the Warriors will have fine field position to start their first possession.
Get with the Kecoughtan offensive starters here for you. Watch the replay first. Nice punt, good coverage, but picked up maybe 4 or 5 yards on the return.
Right, bigger, please.
Right here, nice move there to pick. I guess he picked up maybe 8 yards on it. Nice return.
Yeah, he had 7 or 8.
Got a double wide out here for the Warriors. And they use what is called a Z-back, Tim.
All right, they got Terrence Thompson at quarterback. This is a straight handoff up the middle. Ball is fumbled but regained by the Warriors.
It went right back to the ball
at the
carrier.
49-yard line, so a break there as he picks up 7.
All right, the center is Shackelford. The guards McCormick and Davis. Tackles French and Swanson. Tight end is Davis. Wideout is Jones. The Z-back is Player. Fullback Ashburn. The tailback Justin Green. And the quarterback Terrence Thompson. And they're glad to have him back from his injury from last year with his knee.
7 yards on the play. 2nd down and 3 for the Warriors. Got to get to the 48-yard line of Bayside. Still no score. Play action fake. Thompson wants to throw. And into coverage. The ball is picked off on a nice defensive play by Bayside. This is Kenneth Painter. And Painter's still going. Flag down. And he will be taken down at about the 28 or 29-yard line. But a penalty flag after the interception. So the INT is going to stand up. But on the run back, looks like someone might have pushed someone from the back.
Well, I'm sure that happens. Watch the replay, Tim. I'm very surprised on the long pass down the field. He was really well covered, and the ball was overthrown. But a nice run back by number 21, Painter. Now, Painter is just a scat back. He's only 5'8", 165. Plays the wideout. We talked a little bit about this field, Tim. They took 8 inches of crown off.
After the interception by the defense on the run back, there was clipping.
I don't know whether fans could hear Carter or not, but
against the intercepting team.
There he is.
1st down.
All right.
Oh, well, we got him. But they took 8 inches off the crown, so it's not crowned as high as it was before. They put a herringbone drain system in with the angled drainage about 15 feet off of it. New irrigation system. 419 Bermuda, which is a tighter knit grass. It should be great shape for the whole season. Let's hope it does.
All right, Marlins have it for the 2nd time. This is Webb on the handoff, and he is out to about the 19-yard line, so he'll pick up about 6. See exactly where they mark the ball. Morris Webb, just a junior.
Tim, we will pick a player of the game from the Kecoughtan Warriors this afternoon. That player will receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Engraving Inc., located at Tab Square on Route 17. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 596-8850. Dave Buckwalder's the owner.
2nd down and 4. Webb gets the toss. Lost it for a moment, got it back. His quickness is amazing. But
yes, it is.
He just barely got back to the line of scrimmage. If he did, it'll be 3rd down and still about 4 yards to go.
And the shirt for the player of the game will come from Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods. They're located in Pecossin, and they can meet all your sports needs with a full line of athletic goods, both team and individual, equipment, uniforms, plus screen printing. Call Dave Chubb at 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner.
3rd down and short 5, long 4, however you want to do that. 8 minutes left here in a scoreless first quarter. Bayside and Kecoughtan. Green back to pass, has plenty of time, throws downfield, got a man open, but overthrew Painter, same young man who intercepted the ball to give the Bayside Marlins the ball, but now they'll have to bring on the punter again, as once again the Kecoughtan defense does the job.
Well, they really did, Tim. That time you could see the speed of number 21 Painter as you watch the replay, because once the ball was thrown, you see him really accelerate. He's the only one who had a chance, and he really had to lay out and no chance to catch the ball, just overthrown.
There you see the play, and Painter just could not quite get there. So Anderson will be back in deep to receive the ball. Walker's kick an end over end taken at the 46-yard line, so the Warriors will bring it back to the 42 and have great field position for this possession.
I tell you what really hurt the Marlins after that interception was that clipping penalty against them that really set the ball back. But we get a chance, we'll show the Marlin defense. We haven't got a chance to do that yet, Tim, so first chance we get, we'll show that.
35-yard punt and an 8-yard return by Anderson. And again, the Warriors, great field position. Here's the defense now for Bayside. Green and Baracchini, Elliott and Tillett, excuse me, Norfleet. Well, let me give the rest of that to you right after this play. Got a different quarterback in there for the Warriors and a quick hitter and a nice gain on the play as Delton Ashburn right up the middle for a big gainer as Cross is the quarterback now in there for the Warriors. Continuing the defensive starters now, the ends are Stevens and Tillett. Norfleet and Abbott and Slater and Fenner are your linebackers. Your corners are Robotten and Painter, and your safety is Madison.
What a nice quick hitter. Picked up the first down, initial first down of the game.
And again, Cross continues at quarterback and loses a yard on the option play. And again, we're not at this point able to tell you why Thompson isn't in there. It was our understanding that he would be the starter, but then perhaps the idea is to perhaps rotate some quarterback time here and see how that works out.
Well, I tell you one thing, this young man, Matt Cross, I talked with his dad earlier. Dad helped coach a little bit with the JVs, but he went back to coach youth football. He said he didn't want to put any pressure on his son, but very high, just a freshman, a sophomore, Tim, and very good fundamentally.
Ashburn once again with the quick hitter, and for the second time in 3 plays, the yardage is good for the Warriors. They pick up 5 on that play, maybe 6. And it'll bring up third down and about 5. The ball marked just at the 24-yard line of Bayside, the deepest penetration by either team, with 6 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Well, the Warriors got a good kicker in Broski, and they get down inside the 20. They may be able to. Hey, I think
that's going to be a first down if they mark it where they appear to be. Yes, it'll be a first down at the 17-yard line.
You got to be impressed by the young Mr. Ashburn. Delton is 6 foot, 185, just a junior.
And he is so quick, he ran right out of our picture there. He got some great acceleration.
Well, he did a lot of that after he got hit, Tim. He was hit before he got the first down. Picked it up on his own just drive, keeping those legs moving.
17-yard line, first down for the Warriors. Bayside's had the ball twice and has not been able to move the ball. And Cross gets the pitch away just at the last second, but the defense for the Marlins is there to stop number 7, Justin Green, before he can turn the corner, and a 3-yard loss back to the 20-yard line.
Well, Cross held the ball until the last moment. What you want him to do is you watch on a replay. But, Tim, I don't think that the Warriors have got the speed to get outside on this team. I think they're going to be better at staying inside, maybe running a counter, use that speed against them, a little misdirection.
Number 10 player leveled on a crackback block the Marlin defensive end. It was a beautiful play if you had a chance to see it. He absolutely blindsided him. A good clean block, but he definitely caught him unawares. Again, the handoff right up the middle. This time it's going to go to Jacob DiCario.
Or DiCarlo, yeah.
DiCarlo, excuse me.
Yeah, young man, him and Ashburn will rotate at the fullback spot. The coach wasn't sure which one was going to start, but I knew that they both get plenty of reps and get to carry the ball quite a bit. I don't know if I haven't heard anything from Ron Baton or anybody down on the field if anything happened to Terrence Thompson, I'm sorry.
I looked down on the sideline, and I don't. Well, I see him now. He's at quarterback.
Well,
that's why I can't find him on the sideline. So Thompson is back in there, and that one is defensed perfectly by the Marlins. They almost acted as if they had been given that call in the huddle, as DiCarlo was stopped cold at the 19-yard line, which brings up fourth down now, and we'll see whether or not Coach Coles has a kicker.
Well, they're going to, well, this Broski kid can kick. We watched him in the soccer matches that we did this year. Cook kicked last year. Broski is a senior.
This will be a 36-yard attempt.
There are some colleges that are looking at him.
Matt Cross, the other quarterback, will be the holder. The left-footed kicker has the distance, and it is good.
Oh, wow. And we got a penalty flag also. So, Tim, yeah, there is a penalty. I thought it was moving on me.
I see the yellow shoes.
The flag is moving. It was a shoe, but there is a flag down there. Roughing the kicker.
Against the receiving team, declined. 3 points for a field goal.
All right, interesting.
All right.
Now, that could have been enough for a first down, but it's the old adage. Watch the replay here. You don't take points off the board.
That's right.
See if we can see well, we'll try and get it for you in a second. See if we can pick up the roughing the kicker. In any event, Broski has put Kecoughtan in the lead at the 3:20. Here we go. Here's the kick again. Let me see if we can pick up the. Oh yeah, he definitely ran right into the kicker, roughing the kicker.
There's no doubt about that.
And again, it's early. I'm still not sure of all my rules, but I'm trying to remember if that would have been an automatic first down. I don't know that it would.
No, but what they could have done is, and sometimes you get the penalty on the kickoff. So I didn't know if that was going to be the case, but in this place, no. You take the first down, or you go for the field goal. You're right. I wouldn't take the pressure now is on the Marlins. You are now leading them, and the Warriors has got to be really boosted their ego.
Broski will kick it. Painter will field it at the 10-yard line. He's got a seam. He's got some room up the middle. He's got speed, and he is on the outside. And he will be pushed out of bounds, but not until he is all the way inside the Kecoughtan 25-yard line.
They got him spotted right at the 25, Tim, but you're right.
That's not Painter. That's, in fact, 31. Dion Rubatten.
Well, if Delton Ashburn hadn't got him, he would have definitely gone. But you saw the lane. Beautiful lane right there, just nobody.
You can see it opening up.
And what a move right there. He put on one of the defenders. But a nice angle by Ashburn.
65 yards on the kick return by Rubatten. So now the Warrior defense that's been outstanding so far will have to tighten up a little bit here at the 25-yard line. That's what a good, swift kick returner will do for you, is give you great field position. Rubatten. All right, the quarterback, Kevin Green. Morris at the tailback. And it's Morris on the handoff, spinning away from a tackler, and he's inside the 20 down to about the 17-yard line.
You got to wrap up when you hit, but that was tough to do because he was spinning as he was being hit. Great job that time by the
second down and less than a yard to go as they mark him right at the 16-yard line. And he'll need to just get to the 15, so second down and about a yard. It's nice to pick up 9 on the handoff. It certainly gives you lots of options.
Well, and also look at the field position that you're in. But, you know, you got three downs to gain it.
Second and about a yard. You got a flag down. Ball carrier has the first down at the 5-yard line, but a flag on the play. That was Dabney, Cameron Dabney for the Marlins.
I think we had some illegal motion or something. No flag.
No, no flag. Interesting. So no penalty on the play, and the ball marked inside the 6-yard line. Watch your replay. This is just another fine job. Look at the hole. I could have run through that hole. The offensive line for the Marlins just opened up that right side.
He gave me a signal that he hit.
So it's first and goal for the Marlins. 2:24 left here in the first quarter. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and Bob Killen. Hadn't mentioned Mr. Bob over here. I'm between two Bobs.
You are so fortunate.
And Bob's lovely wife is here as well. We don't want to.
Lovely Tina. We have to talk about lovely Tina.
Well, she just pointed a gun at me and said, "I better." No, she didn't do that. She is lovely, but I don't have to talk about her, but I will.
You better now after you said that.
Now I have to, I'll tell you. Tina, I haven't figured out what she's doing, Bob. I just haven't figured that one out. Must be his money.
We got a touchdown.
We do have a touchdown. That was number 32, Dabney, who ran the last 6 yards. So they made that look a little too easy.
Well, they got a lot of boost to their offensive confidence once they got down inside the 25 on their run back.
That took them less than about a minute and a half. And the extra point try off the left upright, no good.
Tim, brand new field goals. I mean, what do you call it?
What do you call it? Uprights.
Uprights. Goalpost.
Goalpost. And you
Yeah,
saw the
brand new
replay.
goalpost, and he did a good job of hitting it.
He
But
did
I don't
it.
think
Boing.
you're supposed to do that. Only if you're chipping on the golf.
That's right.
Of course, you want to hit the pole, right?
You don't get any extra points for that. In fact, you get no points for that.
Wow, what a bummer.
So Bayside, after the 36-yard field goal by Broski, take it on a 65-yard kickoff return, and then went the other 25 yards on 3 plays. And like I said, they made that one look pretty simple. So the Warriors now will get the ball back. 2:14 left here in the first quarter. This game videotaped on the 26th of August, the year 2000. We are glad to be bringing it to you. First of 10 regular season games that we have for you. We'll be back here next Friday night, unless we get rained out again, when Norview will be here to take on the Bethel Bruins. And then Kecoughtan the following week against the Bethel Bruins. And then Hampton the following week against
The Bethel Bruins.
So the Bethel Bruins will be the home team here for the next 3 weeks, starting next Friday night. Hope to see you out in person to watch your favorite high school team. Excellent kick into and out of the end zone. And that'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line for the Kecoughtan Warriors.
Well, let's see who's going good quarterback. Going with 15, going with Thompson.
Looks like Thompson's going back in. I don't notice any limping or anything that would indicate a reason
I
why
think
he
he's
didn't
probably
play.
a better passer. And maybe, you know, they bring him in, they're going to set him up as a passer, and you bring him in, you think he's going to pass, and they can run the ball. That's what they did on that last one. They run a cross buck that they didn't pick up the first down on and end up kicking the field goal.
All right, the Warriors now will start from their 20.
That's the worst field position they've had in this game.
Oh, yeah, the worst before this was the 42. Good outside move and a good effort on the part of number 8, Emmanuel Anderson, for Kecoughtan, all the way out to the 27-yard line, a pickup of 7.
We call him Manny. He likes to go by Manny.
Mark it almost at the 28. Here's the replay for Manny. And just one Marlin there, and he would have had some excellent running room. They mark it just shy of the 28. Let's call it a second down, a little more than 2. This field is just gorgeous. You can see the ball markings just perfectly. Larry Malloy and his group here, of course, are just as excited as we are to have this wonderful field to work with this year.
Well, Jim Wilson was here. He was head of Parks and Recreation, was here earlier and looking at the field, and I knew he'd be here for the first game. Not much yardage gained on that.
That one was read very well as Anderson lost 6 yards back to the 22-yard line. So pick up 7.5, lose 6.
That's not good.
Not if you're Kecoughtan. Third down. They got to get to the 30. Ball is right at the 22.
Gil, help us with the clock.
Less than a minute remaining here in the first quarter.
That's right.
Game time temperature, low 80s, not particularly hot, but that's if you're not out there with all the pads and everything. It's got to be a little uncomfortable.
A little more humid than they probably would like down there, but
not too bad overall. Could have been a lot worse for August. Thompson, play action on the draw play, and that was
somebody missed
perfectly.
a block. Somebody missed a block.
That's what's going to happen early in the season. Dalton Ashburn had the handoff on the delay, but he was wrapped up immediately by Roy Norfleet.
It was a good call, but you got to pick up that guy coming up the middle, and nobody picked him up, and Biscuit got dunked. He goes by Biscuit.
All right, so the ball after 3 downs is right back where they started at 20. And the kicking team will come on for the Warriors. Looks like they're just going to let the final seconds elapse here on the clock. Not that there's any appreciable wind, but they are kicking into the wind at the first quarter, so this will give them a little advantage as the first 12 minutes of action have ended. And our score after 1 is Bayside 6 and Kecoughtan 3.
Tim, do want to talk a little bit about our crew. Of course, we got two of the premier cable pullers in the nation down there, and Asa Carroll and Era Towns.
We like to refer to them as cable technicians.
Okay, cable
mobile cable technicians.
Mobile. And a good shot of Larry Malloy. Also down there on the camera, of course, Ron Baton. The other cameras, we have Susan Bowers and Nate Braxton, the engineer Don Chiraus, graphics and audio Andy Foley, Bev Penn on the replay, and, of course, Scotty Bowers doing everything else.
What else is there to do?
I want to talk a little bit about Asa Carroll. Now, Asa will not be here on the 15th when we do the game. She's going to go.
Which of those two young ladies on our screen is Asa?
Asa is the one on the right.
Okay.
And she's going to go to Seton Hall. She's will probably go on a scholarship. She's looked at not only Seton Hall, but Maryland, Miami, Georgetown, Rhode Island, and South Florida have all contacted her. I asked about Asa. I said, what are you going to do? You going to run track? She said, yeah, but she said, I'm going to go where it's warm.
Darren Land returning the kick out to the 45-yard line, a flag down. So a good-looking kick, but a penalty flag down. We'll see who this will be called against. Sumter in on the stop.
Wide, a clip on the run back.
All right, you probably picked that up as referee Ficklin. So the second substantial error for the Marlins, the last time when they intercepted the pass.
If we can pick it up or not.
That was a beautiful kick.
Yes, it was. Broski did a great job. Right. I don't know, somewhere in there was somebody got somebody in the back.
So instead of out at the 45-yard line, the Marlins will have it at their 30. And this will be the first offensive play of the second quarter.
They got everybody on the backfield to the right side.
This is Land taking the screen pass, and he is taken out of bounds on a nice defensive play by Delton Ashburn. Ashburn read it perfectly.
You can call Delton Biscuit.
Biscuit.
Yeah, he likes that. But I tell you, he took his like number.
Yeah, two wrapped up two.
He just threw him out of bounds.
So the Marlins pick up 2. Second down and 8 for Bayside. 6-3, the Marlins on top. They were perfect during the regular season last year, and their only loss coming on their final game of the season in the postseason play. 11-1 on the season. Kecoughtan looking to upset the Marlins this afternoon. Flag.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, if that's interference, that's a terrible call.
I have to question that because he had his hands on the ball. He went up and had his hands on the ball.
Well, one of the more difficult penalties to call, and my good friend to my left here, Mr. Killen, says he thinks it was a good call. Looked to me like it was incidental contact going for the ball. But
well, he went up first,
yeah,
and then
pass
and
interference.
Contact.
The defense, automatic first down, 15 yards.
But that's the way it's set.
And, of course, go ahead and take a second look at it, and you be the judge. And we'll also be quick to throw the disclaimer in there that, yeah, that's pretty good call in retrospect. And Mr. Killen's got a better eye than I gave him credit for. He had that one called right.
His eye doesn't look that good.
It's the one in the middle of his forehead that does the extra
Oh,
job.
is that the one?
First down at the 48, and the Warriors are ready and able for that one as they smell that one out perfectly. Number 40 in there, Sumter. He was there and stopped him cold. No gain on the play.
Well, he was that.
Yep, that was a good play in retrospect and a good call. And what I started to say was, if you're used to the, of course, the NFL rules where the interference is at the spot of the infraction, of course, it's 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, and that's what they marked off. So second down and 10 for the Marlins.
Great job that time by Sumter.
And about 2 yards on the play right at midfield. And again, the Warrior defense stiffens and brings up third down and 8.
Again, Sumter in on the play, Tim. He's doing a good job, but he's wrapping up. He's not necessarily bringing down, but he's holding him long enough that he's getting some help.
So the Marlins in what would be perhaps a passing situation. 3rd down and 8. Send a couple of the fleety running backs over to the right side. Painter along with Rubottom to the near side. In the shotgun is Green. Green has plenty of options, throws over the middle, got a man wide open at the 39-yard line. That's Rubottom, and he'll have the 1st down in Kecoughtan territory at the 37-yard line.
Just went down and ran a curl pattern, broke to the open spot in that zone and had no problem.
He was wide open, and Green found him for the 1st down. Watch your replay here. Plenty of time, good blocking by the offensive line, and just no one near Rubottom. He was wide open. So the Marlins now have a fresh set of downs at the Kecoughtan 37. A little less than 10 minutes left in the 1st half.
Out of a shotgun formation.
Shotgun again. Throws and got the man wide open. That's Painter on the far side. And Painter is taken out of bounds, but not before a big gain down to the 7-yard line.
Yeah, mistake that time. The defensive back going for the ball never got there. You got to go make sure the guy doesn't, if he catches it, you hit him so he maybe drops it.
Here's
Watch
your replay.
this.
Said plenty of time. Look at the blocking and a perfect pass.
And you can see the defensive man coming over late.
So Painter picks up the 1st down. Kecoughtan Carter Jones in on the stop. Otherwise, it would have been 6. 1st and goal for the Marlins. Green.
You got a flag over here, Tim.
Flag
at the 10-yard line.
Is down. The ball carrier was number 32, Fenner, Maurice Fenner. He was inside the 5, but again, an inadvertent flag. So for the 2nd time here in the 1st half, a penalty flag has been dropped when it wasn't supposed to have been. I'm not sure what that means, but
must be something he thinks he's saying that, whoa, I didn't see that.
I didn't see what I thought I saw. Right along the line of scrimmage. And again, the big number 32, Fenner, is in for the score.
You wonder if you're coach, are you going to go for 2 here, which is usually what they'll do when they're missed an extra point, trying to pick up that extra and have 14. Yeah, that's what they're doing, Tim. They're going to call a play and try to get the 2 points, so we'll have 14.
I happened to pick up something was said that it's not what is called an inadvertent flag. It's called disregard the flag. I'm not sure what the difference is, but one of the other officials up here enlightening us on that. And boy, they just make that look real easy too. They've found something in the middle of that Kecoughtan line that's working for them.
Yeah, and it seems to be right over that between the guard and tackle over there on the left side.
Now here is the replay of the touchdown from the 4. And just excellent blocking and good power running by Maurice Fenner. So Bayside, after a slow start now, has taken a 14-3 lead with 8:36 left in the 1st half. I want to remind you that Zooms is bringing this game to you. We want to appreciate Zooms and all the fine folks with David Allen and his group there for recognizing this effort by the football teams. They will be our corporate sponsor, at least for this game, and maybe other sponsors down the road. But right now, Zooms is the man.
Well, in Zooms, we'll give an award to a senior football player on each of the Hampton teams who has demonstrated academic excellence. These players will be awarded plaques at a school board meeting after the season. We want to thank David Allen and Zooms for the continued support to the WHCS and our student athletes.
And just about set to go, but now we've got officials stopping. There's a flag on the field. Another flag.
Another inadvertent or disregard.
Well, just jumps out of the guy's pocket, I guess.
Maybe he's got a spring in there. He needs to tighten that up.
I think they've just called a penalty.
Oh, because they wouldn't get back off the field or something, I guess.
I don't know. 5 yards.
Carter isn't going to tell us about
Well, he
it.
might have told us about it. We might have just talked right over him.
Well, we've been known to do that a time or two.
At any rate, they've moved the ball to the Marlin 45-yard line. James Walker, who put it through the end zone the last time he kicked off, will have an opportunity to do it again. This one's long and high, but it will not make the end zone. It's still fielded at the 5. Out to the 22-yard line. And that is Carter Jones, number 22, returning the ball 17 yards for the Warriors.
And he got tackled by his like number, Leonard Abbott, number 22, from the Marlins.
Next Friday night, we'll be back here for the Bethel-Norview game. Here's your replay of the kickoff. Watch the fine return by Jones. So the Warriors start from the 22. Thompson is your quarterback. I formation. And he's out to about the 27, so about 5 yards on that play for Justin Green. So Green picks up half of the necessary yards for a first down. It'll be 2nd down and 5 as we approach the 8-minute mark here in the first half. Kecoughtan, if you joined us late, Kecoughtan got on the board first as Jason Broski hit a 36-yard field goal. And then the Marlins have scored twice after that on short runs for touchdowns. This is very close to the 30-yard line. We'll bring up a 3rd down and about 2. Again, your ball carrier is Justin Green. 3rd down and 2. Of course, to those of you that may wonder why it's so light, since this game was supposed to have been played during the dark. We had that heavy rain Friday, and in fear of chewing up this brand new field, it was postponed till Saturday. And that rain also postponed our World Championship golf tournament that you and myself and Mr. Killen were going to participate in.
And that was probably a good thing.
Thompson will be thrown for a loss back to the 27-yard line as the Bayside Marlins will force the Warriors to kick on a 4th down and about 5.
Tim, I think that was just a mix-up in the backfield that just didn't look pretty. It looked like Thompson was looking for somebody, just couldn't get the ball to him. And you're going to find that the defense is always going to be ahead of the offense early in the season because of the timing factor. The quarterback ended up carrying that ball, Thompson.
So Broski will be back on to kick. 4th down and about 5. Back deep to receive will be Kenneth Painter, number 21, the fleet-footed one. Nice kick by Broski. High, deep kick. Out-kicked his coverage all the way to the 25-yard line. Flags are down at the line of scrimmage. And the return all the way out close to midfield at the 48-yard line. But penalty flags on the play.
That could be holding.
Had 6 on the line.
Illegal procedure. You got to have 7 people on line of scrimmage.
That is the offense you're speaking of.
The kicking team was in illegal formation. Only 6 players on the line of scrimmage. The penalty is declined. First down for Bayside.
So the Painters, thank you, Carter Ficklin, and we do appreciate our referee today allowing us to put the microphone on him and help you folks at home understand his calls better.
Well, Tim, you got to have at least 7 on the line of scrimmage. You can have everybody on the line of scrimmage if you want to. You wouldn't want to do that, but you could do that. But you got to have at least 7.
So the fine return by Painter out to the 46-yard line, and the Bayside Marlins will start there, leading by 11. We approach the 6-minute mark here in the first half. And the Bayside Marlins sticking on the ground now, and they're getting extra effort. And again, I believe that's 32 Fenner. But that was just an excellent effort to drive the length and very close to a first down.
Tim, that was Norfleet.
Norfleet.
Yes.
All right, so number 8, Norfleet, and not 32.
We got a timeout. Dan Thompson is going to go out and talk to him. Yeah, we do have timeout. Kecoughtan calling timeout. Dan Thompson is very upset with what's happening on that defensive line.
All right, so we do have a timeout as you look into the Warrior huddle.
Tim, again, I want to thank David Allen. I'm sorry, not David Allen Zunes. Of course, I want to thank him, but I do want to thank Dave Buckwalter and John Roberts for allowing us to recognize the player of the game for the Hampton schools this year. They receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from an engraving ink located at Tab Square, and the shirt comes from Islander Sporting Goods located in Pecoughtan. And we do appreciate their effort, allowing us to do that every year. We do it for football, basketball, soccer.
Baseball, softball.
Baseball, softball. We have a good time. And they donate those shirts and plaques. So just you in that area, you stop in and see the people at Islander or go out to Engraving Ink out there at Route 17.
5:50 left here in the first half.
There's a good shot at Jim Wilson that over here to look at what happened to his field. It's not his field, but he feels very strongly about it, I'm sure.
Well, whatever involvement he had, I congratulate him because they've certainly done a beautiful job. This stadium is as fine a facility as you'll find anywhere. Got a man open, and it is caught. Painter caught it, had to come back for it. He's still going, and he'll score.
Again, Kecoughtan going for the interception. Well, Painter did a great job after catching the pass. Not only a good job catching it, but then after he come back and got it, just outfought the people, wouldn't let him bring him down.
Here's your replay. Green just threw it, and Painter did an excellent job of concentrating.
You know, one of those three guys are going to get him, right?
Now, he's quick, and he's small, and he just would not allow the defender to bring him down. Now we have a very unusual formation to begin with, and now they'll shift into a conventional set for the extra point. I guess they use that for those times when they want to use a trick play and go for two. And this one had someone get a hand on it, but it still made it through for the extra point. So the Marlins, again, after starting slowly, have started to show why they were 11-1 last year, as they have reeled off 3 straight touchdowns. And here's the replay of the third one. Painter surrounded by 3 Warriors and just sidestepped everybody and went in the end zone for the score. 44 yards on the pass play from Green. So the Marlins now leading 21-3. 5:36 left in the first half. Love our graphics. I tell you, the stuff is getting fancier and fancier all the time.
Oh, I tell you, Andy Foley loves it.
Hope you'll join us every week during the regular season. We'll be here at Darling Stadium. We'll be doing whatever game is here on a Friday night.
And if you can't make it to the game, tune us in the next evening. And very possibly this will be on tonight.
My understanding, I saw in the paper it was going to be on tonight, but I don't know whether Scotty can train us. It won't make much difference since we're not live. They'll be seeing it. They'll know it was on. It'll be on. All right, this is a relatively short kick fielded at the 15-yard line. Got away from one, got away from another one, and another one, all the way out to the 26-yard line. So a nice effort on that play by Carter Jones to bring the ball out across the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was going to pick up that much yardage when he first picked the ball up. He started going east-west instead of north-south.
So the Warriors really need to get a good drive going here for a couple of reasons, Bob, and I'm sure you'd agree with me. One, the defense needs a blow. They need to get a little bit of a rest here, and they're kind of on their heels right now.
Well, they came out so pumped up and was opening up big holes and everything, and then they had the turnover on the second play, and then did score a field goal. But when you let a 67-yard run back on a kickoff, that really puts your defensive back on their heels.
Well, and the word I'm looking for right now is momentum.
Yes.
That's where the Warriors have lost all momentum, and they did have some momentum going. They held the Marlins on their first 2 possessions.
Elusive Mo.
But right now, it's the defense is playing crisper for the Marlins, and they're making the offense look like they're not playing as well. So the Warriors really could use the drive here. Thompson is under the center. And this is a good run out to the 39-yard line. That'll be a first down for the Warriors. Justin Green does a nice job. He's not very big, but he's quick. Let's see if I can get all the stats on him. He's only 5'8", about 150 pounds, but what he lacks in size, as you watch the replay here, you'll see Green doing a good job of getting the first down.
Well, he kept his head up, Tim, and found the opening, and that's where he went through.
And he carried a Marlin for about 3 yards. 39-yard line, first down for the Warriors. Less than 4.5 minutes to go on the delay. Another big gainer. This is about 8 yards on the play. That's Delton Ashburn. Biscuit, as I believe you told me I'm supposed to call him.
I tell you, and that was kind of a delay handoff, but again, that looks like the Warriors are looking for their spots. The blocking is getting a little crisper for them, and you pick up 8-10 yards at a clip, then you move the ball down the field, and that's exactly what they want to do. And you made a good point about giving your defense a blow. They've been on the field a lot this first half.
And it's warm out there.
And conditioning is, you're trying to get them in condition, but you didn't start practicing until August. So 1st of August, Tim, and here this is the 26th. So, you're talking maybe 3-4 weeks at the most.
One of the players lost the license plate off of the, just looks like a license plate. It must be one of those kidney protectors.
Okay, wait for my whistle, guys. Okay, got second down.
Now you can hear referee Ficklin giving instructions to the players, and we're set to resume as we had an equipment problem. Took care of that.
The quarterback sneak would pick up the.
They want to go for more than a sneak. They want to go for more yardage, and it's incomplete as the intended pass was out there for Joseph Player, and he couldn't reach it unless he'd had a tall ladder. That one was a little too tall.
Well, and that was not a bad call, Tim, because you're second and very short. So you really got a giveaway down there. But the philosophy is make sure you pick up the first down. You don't want to punt. You're moving the ball. You don't want to punt. And give them a chance for a run back or let them have the ball with 3 minutes to go.
3rd down and 2.
Now, see, they're right up into the quarterback. They're going to blitz this time.
Thompson keeps it and gets close to the first down, but it would appear as if he's about a half a yard short.
Well, that's what the Coach Jackson said they were going to do. They're going to do a lot of stunting, a lot of blitzing, and they got right up into the nose. And Carter's going to take a look at it, but I don't think he got it. Do you?
I don't. In fact, he's missed it by about the length of the football. If I can be my first attempt at eagle eye here.
I tell you what, in 20 years you have done exceptionally well.
Well, this one's kind of easy because this one I'm perfectly lined up with, and he's going to miss it by about the length of a football. Now?
I think he said tape change.
All right. There we go. We'll be right back with the conclusion of the first half after this brief timeout. Back to the live action as on 4th and short, the Warriors gamble, and it pays off as Thompson keeps the ball and crosses midfield to the 49 and has a fresh set of downs. That was a big play. If Kecoughtan doesn't get the first down, the Marlins have almost 3 minutes to go 50 yards.
Yeah.
So Coach Roscoe Cole's taking a gamble here, but he figured, I guess, what the heck, I'm down 21-3. I got to keep momentum.
He's got the muscle and the size up front. If they can get the jump, and they went on a quick count, that's why they ended up picking up the first down. But you just go straight ahead, go behind your big center, number 64, Brian Shackelford. He's 5'11", 245 junior, and you picked it up.
Got the job done. First down, 49-yard line. Thompson has some pressure, and he will be sacked back inside the 40-yard line as the pressure was just too much. They were coming, and he just didn't seem to move as quickly to get back as he might have.
No, and Tim, there was a couple people didn't get blocked that time. They were just they brought looks like 7 people. And they just messed up the blocking assignment. Nobody picked up the guy coming off the defensive right side.
So second down and long. Second down at about 19 now for the Warriors. Ball marked all the way back to the 42-yard line. That would be about right. 8 and 1 is 9, and add 10 more. Carry your 2, divide by 4. It's second down and 19. Math was never my strong point.
I tell you, you did a good job. You got me confused.
Warriors trying to get something on the board before halftime here. Thompson, short drop, throws it up for grabs, and that was pretty much just that. Thrown up for grabs. Wasn't even close to the intended receiver.
Tim, that ball slipped out of his hand as he threw it.
I got to think so. Joseph Player was the closest green jerseyed player to the ball.
That looked like one of the, what was the guy that took Sonny Jurgensen's place up there?
Kilmer?
Kilmer used to throw what they call a wounded duck.
Wounded duck.
He would get there, but that one didn't get there.
When you talk about other levels of play, it comes to mind on this Saturday, the 26th of August. Tomorrow night, Sunday night, get a chance to see Michael Vick.
That's right.
Warwick High School and now Virginia Tech fame. Boy, I tell you, he did such a great job last year.
Well, I tell you, we got a game coming up on the October the 6th. Hampton Crabbers playing the Warwick Raiders, and young Vic's brother, just a freshman. I'm sorry, it was a freshman last year, played wideout, is playing quarterback up there, and the reports are he's doing a good job. So,
Justin Green on a great play. Huge yardage all the way out to the Marlin 45-yard line. I've got a timeout being called, and it's by the Marlins. I wasn't sure who would be calling it, but Marlins give a break here of sorts to Kecoughtan because they
not
burn
really,
a
because they want the class fourth down.
I was thinking it was third.
Yeah,
you're right.
So they figure they can get the ball with a minute to go. We got a chance to maybe get another score.
I was thinking it was third down. I was thinking about the Vic boys and lost track of the downs, but you're right. As you see some of the crowd here, a sun-drenched crowd, not hot, but certainly pretty warm if you're sitting in the stands there.
Well,
with the
it's short weather, and
sure is. We've been blessed with a beautiful afternoon for this game. Kecoughtan on the wrong end of a 21-3 game right now, with 1:07 left in the half. Next week, we'll be back here at Darling Stadium. Friday night is the scheduled time for the game. Bethel Bruins, our first opportunity to see the Bruins against Norview. And the Bruins will be here on the 8th of September. They'll host Kecoughtan, the same Kecoughtan team. And then on the 15th, as you look at some of the Hampton High School coaching staff, on the 15th of September, the Bruins will host those Hampton Crabbers right here at Darling Stadium. Every Friday night, make plans to come out with the family and watch high school football. Fourth down, they're going for it. They've got the handoff, and they've got the first down and then some. Down to the 31-yard line. Nice delayed handoff to Biscuit Ashburn.
Stopped by number 21, Kenneth Painter, but not until the Warriors pick up a first.
The Warriors.
This
is fourth down and long too. This is no this is no 4th and 1. Gamble by Coles.
Well, Marlin knew they're going to throw the ball.
Yeah.
So they just came as hard as they could come, and that's when a draw works. Of course, you got to call it.
Thompson out of the shotgun to give him a little more time. The ball is loose and is picked out of the midair. by the Marlins, and he'll be dragged down at the 36-yard line, but it will be Marlins football. A fumble, and the recovery in the midair by Tavares Stevens gives the Marlins the ball back with 36 seconds. So if you're Roscoe Coles, that's worst nightmare is to give that ball up. Looked like he was trying to throw the ball.
And the big lineman for Kecoughtan just couldn't get his hand on it and kind of helped bounce it around a little bit.
Carter was trying to tell us something, but I couldn't hear him, and I don't think he was coming through. I'm not sure, but he was saying something and explaining the play perhaps. In any event, that ball never hit the ground. It was taken in midair by Stevens, Tavares Stevens, and he has given the Marlins a great opportunity here with about a half a minute to go on the draw play. This is Webb, Morris Webb, and he'll be inside the 25 to the 24. That'll be enough for a first down, and in high school ball, they stop the clock.
But Marlins going to call timeout anyway.
While they move the chains, and now the Marlins rather, will call their second of 3 timeouts. But they do have a first down at the 24.
Well, they had 2 wideouts at each side of the field, and at the top side of the field, our top side, they had only 1 defensive man up there guarding 2 people. So Kecoughtan needs to make sure they have their defensive backs where they're supposed to be.
Well, if you need Beantown coffee or Krispy Kreme donuts or some great fried chicken or potato wedges or some Citgo gasoline,
where would we go?
I would go right to Zoom's. They've got 5 convenient Hampton locations and a very convenient Newport News location. For me, I stop by there regularly. Some fried chicken and some Citgo gas.
Well, I think I found some of that chicken.
Yeah, I think I did too. I'm trying to lose it, but I keep finding it right back. I got a Krispy Kreme donut over here too.
Oh, okay.
All right, first down for the Marlins. They have 1 timeout remaining and 28 seconds on the clock. Webb is in motion. Now he sets behind the quarterback. He's the only setback behind Green. Green back to pass. Feels a little bit of pressure. Swings it left side. Makes the pass completion. And it looks like the receiver started to act as if he had hurt his leg, but kept running and went in. But we've got a flag down.
And it's against Marlin. You can see the reaction to the number 12 out there. Travis Richmond, he's not happy.
Clip.
Result of the play was a touchdown. You want to take the penalty, otherwise they got a touchdown. We're going to go full 15 from here, 29.
Right there you can see the clip. And he acted for a moment that he had hurt his leg. That was Raymond McCoy.
It was clip on the play against the offense. Repeat first down.
So the Warriors catch a big break. It would have been a 27-3 score, but now the Marlins, with 17 seconds to go, have got a first down, but it's first down and 15.
Out of the shotgun formation, and the ball is on the ground.
And the Marlins get it back, but that will cost them time because they only have 1 timeout left, and they'll call that timeout now with 7 seconds left in the quarter. And that'll give them an opportunity for at least 1 final play.
And Coach Jackson is coming in to talk to him.
So the Warriors get a huge break on the touchdown pass. A clip was called and the touchdown nullified. So the ball at the 32-yard line of the Warriors. 7 seconds left in the first half and no timeouts remaining for the Marlins. Bob has got his numerology working here. He says 7 should throw it to 7 and pick up 7. But I'm not sure it's going to be quite that simple.
7 should throw it to 7. Will we have 2 7s on the same team? Or is he saying the 7 from the offense, throw it to 7 on the defense, and he takes it back for 7 yards?
That's what he's working on.
Oh.
I think 7 is his lucky number. I'm not sure. All right, here we go. Possibly the last play of the first half. Green back to pass, has some time, throws, got a man open. This is Painter and it's
Great
knocked away.
defense.
Good defensive play that time with 1 second remaining. That was Manny Anderson on the defense. So the Marlins will get one last play as 1 second remains. That play took 6 seconds. Here's the replay from the ground level. Kevin Green back to pass, had some time. Looked like Painter might have come up with it, but a good play on defense prevented the reception. So this one will likely be a deep pattern.
And of course, it cannot stop on the end. Half cannot end on a defensive penalty.
Out of the shotgun, Green with Morris Webb next to him. Green with plenty of time, throws, and it is almost caught, but not able to hold on to it was once again Painter, and that will be the final play of the first half. Look around to make sure there's no flags. There are none. Referee Carter Ficklin signals the end of the first half. Our score, the Marlins 21, the Warriors 3. We'll return to Darling Stadium for the second half of action after this brief timeout. All right, back here at Darling Stadium, both of the teams have come out of the locker room. We're moments away from the second half. Let's give you some of the first half statistics. For the Kecoughtan Warriors, they had 5 first downs. They rushed the ball 22 times for a total of 74 yards. Justin Green had 7 of those carries for 37. And Biscuit Ashburn carried 6 times for 43 yards. They had 5 first downs. Only scoring for the Warriors was a 36-yard field goal by Jason Broski. That came at the 3:23 mark of the first quarter. They were 0 for 4 passing and were picked off twice. 2 interceptions. Total yards in the first half, 74 yards for the Kecoughtan Warriors. For the Marlins, they had 14 rushes for 37 yards. Maurice Fenner had 4 of those carries for 25. Morris Webb had 7 for 26. They had a total of 90 yards passing and a total offense of 127 yards, 5 of 9 for 90 yards and a touchdown. They had 7 first downs, and they were penalized twice for a total of 20 yards. Thank you, Mr. Killen.
Well, Tim, you'll notice one thing about the officials. We are running 6-man crews this year. Evidently, we got a 6-man crew out there today. But you want to explain a little bit about what we call inadvertent flag? It was disregard the flag?
No.
You don't want to talk about that.
Actually, you had talked to a gentleman here in the booth who I had overheard. But what it boils down to is the flag is thrown in a circumstance where if a pass were to have been thrown, it would have been a penalty. But when the ball ends up not being thrown, then the flag is picked up as not an inadvertent penalty flag in the sense that it wasn't thrown by accident. It was thrown in anticipation.
There you go.
Of an opportunity. I guess that would be the best way.
Your use of the English language just never ceases to astound me.
No, you ain't working with just some dummy, you know.
I ain't.
You ain't. That's right. That's right. I'm definitely not just any dummy.
Watch the replay.
20 years you've been working with this dummy.
Yeah, well, I tell you, you and I have been together longer than a lot of marriages. I don't know what that says about us.
Well, I think what it says is, fortunately, we go home to our wives after we're through here, I guess.
I think so.
We have that separation time you got to have in every relationship.
Got to have it.
All right, the Warriors back to the game at hand. Fumble, and that ball is going to go over to the Marlins as pouncing on it like a June bug on a worm was David Thompson, big 6'4", 285, a tackle for Marlins. He found that loose ball, and the Marlins get it right back. So the Warriors had the one thing they didn't want to have happen has happened, and that was a turnover.
And, Tim, that's not the first turnover.
No, unfortunately, that's their third. Yep. So, we talked about that. You talked about that in the pregame show. The Warriors last year should have beaten this team, but turned the ball over 5 times, and now they've done it 3 times here, and they've done so deep in their own territory. Marlins from the Kecoughtan 27. Sweep right side, and close to the 20-yard line. That is going to be number 8, Roy Norfleet.
Tim, we will pick a player of the game from the Warriors this afternoon. That player will receive a plaque and a shirt. Plaque comes from Engraving Inc., located at Taft Square on Route 17. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 596-8850. Dave Buckwalter is the owner. The shirt comes from the Islander Sporting Goods, and they're located in Pecoughtan, and they can meet all your sports needs with a full line of athletic goods, both team and individual equipment, uniforms, plus screen printing. Call Dave Chubb, 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner.
2nd down and 3. Marlins try the left side this time and pick up the first down across the 15 of Kecoughtan. So Morris Webb picks up the first down for the Marlins. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and Bob Killen, and the Channel 46 crew as you watch the replay here, coming to you from Darling Stadium this afternoon. This game taped on the 26th of August, the year 2000. Hope you're enjoying our coverage. This is our first of 10 regular season contests here on Channel 46. Happy to be bringing it to you here in the new millennium.
And on a new field.
New field, got some new equipment. We got same old people working, and that's the good part.
That's the good part. Nice stop that time. Just plugged up the center of that line. Big old number 75, Terrence Davis.
Nobody.
278-6'3".
Yeah, nobody moving him out. And it looked like Byron Tillery also in on the stop, number 5.
And yeah, Tillery wearing his brother's number, BJ. And Brian is only a 9th grader, Tim. So he's 5'9", 190 right now.
Well, I've got it spelled as Byron.
It is.
Byron?
It's Byron.
Byron, okay.
You're Byron. You're right.
Okay, 2nd down and 10 after no gain on that play. Green rolling, faking, looking, got a man wide open in the end zone. Touchdown. 15-yard pass.
Was nice job of hiding that ball, bootlegging on that rollout to the left. Squared his shoulders and hit the, watch the replay on it. Just right there, nice throw, and just receiver got behind the defense. That's happened too many times today for the Warriors.
McCoy on the receiving end of the pass. It comes at 9:52 of the 3rd quarter. And so that turnover, a costly one as the Marlins capitalize. Extra point try. It's up, it's long enough, and it's good. So the Marlins, again, trailed in this game 3-0, but have come back with 4 touchdowns, and they lead 28-3 as the Warriors, young squad, and got to keep their heads about them here. They got to remember this is just the first game. They're going to get better and they're going to do fine. But you run across a team like the Marlins, it can be rather demoralizing.
Well, it really can, but you got to start working on some positives. You got to find some things that are working and work on that, and just don't get out of your game plan and go out there and try to throw the ball 50 yards down the field. And I mean, just go out and do what you're going to have to work on to be successful this year. And I think that's what the coaching staff is going to try to build on.
28-3 in favor of.
Well, it sounded like you were in a barrel there. For
I had my microphone moved away.
Where is it?
I was getting me
hanging out the window.
Getting me some liquid nourishment here. I was in the barrel. There you go.
That's where the liquid refreshment was, in the barrel.
Young man kicking for Bayside will get needed rest tonight. He's going to be tired after this afternoon. It's at the goal line, brought out to the 22-yard line. Nice return by the Warriors' Manny Anderson. So once again, the Warriors will have the ball. And hopefully they'll be anxious not to turn the ball over this time. Talking with some of the folks up here, this yellow shoe thing for the Marlins keeps making you think there's a flag on every play.
Yeah, and some of the shoes, I was down and I looked at some of them's got a yellow on the inside. Well, that's painted. These are red shoes and they painted them yellow.
Yeah.
It's not It's not. You bought one. I bought a yellow shoe and a white shoe like number 24 out there. Slater's got one of each.
Yep.
He's got another pair at home just like that.
I was going to say, except they're on opposite feet. Thompson on the pitch. Left side, picked up a couple of yards. Justin Green on the receiving end of the pitch from Thompson. And again, you know, wisely so, Coach Coles has the Warriors staying with the ground game, staying with their game plan. You know, you're not going to make up these points probably against this fine Bayside team, but you need to do the things that you know are going to work for you throughout the season. That's the point you made, Bob. Was well made. Mark the ball at almost the 26-yard line, a pickup of about 3. Call it a 2nd down and 7 for the Warriors. 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Thompson on the option, and Thompson is dragged down from behind.
Look at the red and white players around him.
Never had
6 players around him.
Never really had an opportunity to do anything on the option as the blocking just collapsed immediately.
Oh, was non-existent on that play. I'm sure that's what he thought. Whoa, what all these white and red uniform players come from? You notice what they're trying to do. They're trying to go laterally. They had so much success going up the middle. I'm surprised that they're not working on that.
3rd down and 7. Back to pass. Thompson throws it and incomplete. Looked like it might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage.
And I tell you, nice effort though by Drew Williams, even getting a hand on it.
So the Warriors will have to bring on the kicking team. Jason Broski, who kicks both the extra points, field goals, kickoffs, and he is the punter.
Well, I'm impressed with his punting.
Yeah, he's looked real good. He's been very consistent, and that's what you look for.
I know his daddy. His daddy was one of my students.
You know everybody's daddy. It's amazing how many people you coached, and then their kids are not playing. And the rate we're going, their grandkids will be playing. Oh, that takes took a bad hop for the Warriors. That ball had.
Jason had to kind of. You've heard of short arming the ball. He had to short kick that thing. Because if he'd have stretched out and leaned in it, they would have probably gotten the ball. He had to get rid of it quick.
That was either give it to them on the 45 or ended up in the end zone on the block. But not a bad kick, but under the circumstance, took a terrible Kecoughtan roll as it backed up. Only a 16-yard kick. 16, yeah. 16-yard kick. It backed up on him, but
about 8 yards it backed up on him. So
looked like a 9-iron.
Yeah, mine don't go back though.
Maybe a sandwich.
There's a nice straight handoff right up the middle.
I tell you, the tackling is starting to get a little sloppy now, and that one hurt all the way down to the 7-yard line or 8-yard line. They'll mark it, and it'll be 1st and goal.
Well, DiCarlo was the only one who was going to get him.
32 yards for Norfleet. He almost went all the way.
Tim, that was just a trap right up the middle.
So 1st and goal for the Marlins, leading 28-3. 7:43 left in the third. Plenty of time for the Marlins to put more points on the board. Green will give off. This time, nothing working for Fenner. Maurice Fenner met at the line of scrimmage. He might have been shaken up.
Well, he was hit hard by Larry French, big 74. He is 240, 6'2" senior, but he straightened him up.
Maybe a loss of a yard or so on the play. Nonetheless, it's still goal to go. 2nd down. The defense showed up well that time, stopping Fenner dead in his tracks. The pitch, Morris Webb trying to turn the right side, and he is out of bounds. I started to say he might have been in the end zone, but he stepped out at the 2-yard line, it appears. Yep, that's where they'll mark it. So he's down to the 2, and it makes it 3rd and goal.
Well, they have a play they like to run down there. They scored 1 touchdown and a 2-point conversion off of it. Let's see if they run the same thing.
That's usually Fenner, number 32, that they used before.
Tim, is he in there? I don't think he's in there.
We'll see in a moment. 3rd and goal. And there he is in the end zone. That is Morris Webb. 2-yard run by Webb. And 6:53 left on the clock in the 3rd. And the Bayside Marlins are running it up. Watch the replay. Here comes the touchdown.
Coming to the weak side of the field. Weak side meaning you're going away from the strength of your backfield is lined up in.
So Walker will try the extra point. Had one off the goalpost in the first quarter. This one is long enough, and it is right through the uprights. So now the Marlins stretch that lead out to 35-3. Marlins are what, about, we know, Division 5 or Division 6?
I think they're Division 6. I think all the teams in the Beach District are Division 6s. I don't think there's any Division 5s in the Beach.
So what that means, and the reason I raised that question, is looking down the road, and Bayside certainly is favored to be in postseason play. They would not match up with Hampton or most of the teams on the peninsula are Division 5.
Yeah, now see, Kecoughtan is Division 6.
And for the fans that aren't aware of that, we might explain that it is based on your enrollment numbers.
And it's enrollment year before, and you have to stay at that division for 2 years.
Even if you go below the necessary enrollment.
The year after you would drop down. But, I mean, you have your choice of playing up because Bill D's Phoebus Phantom, their enrollment is below Division 5.
Division 6.
Division 5. They could really be AA. They could play AA 4. But there's no sense in it. They do such a good job over there that, why would you want to do it? You want to stay in the AAA, so that's where they stay. They have that option. You couldn't drop down if you were bigger.
Right.
But
you
can
go move up.
Yeah.
And that's at your discretion, but it can be at your demise, too. By the way, those of you who may not be familiar with high school rules, once the ball is kicked into the end zone, you cannot return the ball. It is not elective on the part of the receiving team. You may have seen the Warriors start to run it out, but once it's in the end zone, you cannot. Thompson at quarterback. Haven't seen Cross now since the early part of the game, and quite frankly,
the second series they had the ball.
Yeah, second series. You'd wonder, perhaps, and again, I'm not trying to second guess Coach Coles, but with this game pretty much out of hand at this point, you wonder perhaps Cross might get some more playing time. At this point, he has not. He's going to stick with Thompson. Warm afternoon, not overly hot. If you joined us late, of course, this game was delayed in its playing from Friday night because of the tremendous rainstorm that hit the area, and did not want to jeopardize this brand new field, and it was definitely the right call. Thompson with a call that gives the Warriors an opportunity to first down, depending on the mark here.
Yeah, they're giving it to him, Tim.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to have the first down. Let's see where they mark it. And it will be a first down for Kecoughtan. So all they had to do was get to the 30.
Well, that was the option play where he faked to the quarterback and then just followed the quarterback. Use him as a blocker. Watch that.
See the play there. That was a good job by Thompson. So the Warriors with a fresh set of downs now. Again, an opportunity to give the defense a chance to catch their breath. They've been on the field a lot. And the Warriors, of course, anxious to put some points on the board. Thompson, who was injured and did not play in 7 games last year because of the injury, on the quick hitter over the middle, never really had much of a chance of working.
Threw it to his feet. That was to, what was that, Ross? Ed Ross was the intended receiver. And that's a good play to call, and I had thought of that earlier as I was watching when the defensive backs and the defensive ends and everybody start crowding. That opens that quick hitter to your tight end, but you got to get it in his hands.
So the clock stops with 5:36 left in the third. Brings up second down rather, second down and 10. Thompson on the delayed handoff. And close to another first down depending on where he stepped out. It looks like he's going to be short of it first by about a foot or so as they mark him out right on the 40.
He had to go across the 40 to pick it up.
Yeah, Manny Anderson on the delayed handoff got about 9 3/4 yards, if you will. So it brings up third down and less than a yard.
And last time they were in this position where they had about half the football length to go. He went with the quarterback sneak, Tim, but he went on a very quick count before the defense really got ready. Just went up there, set, boom. You got to set for a second, then you can go.
Trip receivers to the far side, but I would be very surprised to see on third and less than a yard anyone passing the ball. But they're set up for it. And you get the quarterback keeper, and he has the first down at the 42-yard line. So Thompson picks up the first down, another fresh set of downs, and another opportunity for the Warriors to keep moving.
Trying to get a little momentum going.
10 yards at a chunk.
Well, he picked up 2 on that quarterback sneak. The ball's on the 42, and he was just short of the 40. So,
Kecoughtan, if you started with us late, they led 3-0 on a 36-yard field goal by Broski, but that was the last time they've had the lead, as the Bayside Marlins have scored 35 consecutive points to lead 35-3 here late in the third quarter. Thompson feels the pressure and just got the ball away. They're going to rule that as a pass. And if you're a Warrior, you want to say, look out, look out, look out, because the guy's coming on his blind side.
Did he get him? And there was a good call because his arm was going forward, but he's got to get some backside help there.
Yeah.
That left tackle and guard and whoever's on that side of there's got to protect him. Watch this replay. I mean, they just were coming.
Nobody picked up. It looks to be that's the other play.
That was the first down. Again, 3 wideouts to the left side, the top of the screen.
Second down and 10 at the 42. Thompson, and nothing working that time as, again, the delayed handoff, but they should have delayed that to another day. Biscuit Ashburn never had a chance as the defense.
Norfleet just shot the gap. Tim was there by the time the handoff got there.
That play never had a chance, and now it's third down and long. Loss of 4.
4, yeah.
Third down and 14. So the passing attack has been non-existent today for the Warriors, and they need a big play here with third and 14. Marlins show blitz. Thompson throws it up for grabs, and it is grabbed by Marlin. Back of the 28-yard line, another interception, the third of the afternoon, as it was picked off by Isaac Madison.
And the 4th turnover.
That was probably just as good as a 4th down punt. So, you're not going to be hurt too much by that. Would have been a tough call to get 14. Here's your replay. Well, here we go. Looked like the Marlins might have been a little premature across the line of scrimmage, but no flag was thrown. No inadvertent or disregarded flag. No flag, period. So now the Marlins from their 28-yard line. Fumble. And did the Warriors get it? They say they do, and they have it. So the Marlins cough the ball up.
And that was number 3, Jacob DiCarlo, that came up with the ball.
So the Warriors get a break. Bayside on the first play after the interception, fumble the ball. Now the Warriors have good field position, the ball at the 27-yard line.
Well, there's a unique situation, too. You tell your defense, if you want to stay off the field, then cause a turnover. You get to come sit down.
It's what you call motivation.
It's a heck of a motivator.
All right, the Warriors get the ball right back. Long ways to come back, but it's been done before. Out of the shotgun. And a bad snap, and it looks like, well, the Marlins say they've got it, and they do.
Because what happened that time is Thompson tried to pick it up instead of fall on it. You gotta get the ball. You can't turn it off. It's 5 turnovers for the Warriors.
And 3 turnovers in 3 plays. And the Marlins get it right back. So the opportunity was short-lived as the Warriors gave it right back. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. So the defense will have to do the job again for the Warriors. They've just gotten comfortable. And nothing happening there as Morris Webb, he fumbled the ball. Did they say
Tillery got it?
No, you're kidding me. 4 plays, 4 turnovers.
And that was young Tillery, the 9th grader.
I got to tell you, that was a slow whistle. he was wrapped up and going nowhere, and that ball came loose. So that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but that looked to me like he was more than wrapped up before that ball came loose.
Yeah, I don't want the ball. You take it. Yeah. No, I don't want it. You take it.
Here's the replay.
Okay, I'll take it.
Right here. He stopped. Now the ball comes out. He was spinning, going away from the line of scrimmage. Forward progress clearly stopped, but the Warriors get the break. So you've got 4 plays, 4 turnovers. See if it mixed up in the backfield, and Thompson gets about a yard as a result of running into his own man.
But there wasn't a turnover.
No turnover. We broke that string. You had an interception. Then you had the fumble. Then you had another fumble. Then you had another fumble. Play looking like these teams are playing their first game of the year, as a matter of fact, at times.
It does, doesn't it?
Although, I got to tell you, I thought Kecoughtan had played very well. For a young team coming back off a 3-7 season, I thought they played the first half. They played real well until they just started going backwards there. The Marlins got a couple of breaks, and before you knew it, they were down 21-3. Nothing happening there. Defense has played pretty well for the Warriors. They gave up that long kick return, which, of course, is your special teams. And then these turnovers, you just can't turn the ball over 5 or 6 times and expect to even be close in the game. Ball marked at the 20-yard line, 3rd down and about 8. Double wide receivers to the near side for the Warriors. The pitch in the backfield with a little bit of running room down to the 10-yard line. That'll be a 1st down.
Oh, nice run that time by Justin Green. I saw him over on the sideline trying to fire up some of the players.
Well, nothing
really
will fire
made
up,
a move.
Nothing will fire your team up better than doing it yourself. This was a nice-looking run by Justin Green. As you see it there, he is tackled just short of the 10, so it will not be 1st and goal. The Warriors, in fact, can get a 1st down and not actually score. It's, I'd say, about a foot short of the 10-yard line. The Warriors, led by big number 71, Harold Mitchell, 6'5", 350 pounds on the right side. They're playing right tackle for Kecoughtan. Thompson.
Just a quick handoff up the middle.
Yep, not
trying
much.
to do a quick trap.
Maybe to the 9. Oh, Biscuit. Mr. Ashburn brings the ball inside the 10.
10 and 12 coming in. We got Joseph Player and Travis Richmond to
By the way,
catch the ball. Go ahead.
I'm just going to say that was the last play of the third quarter, as the time will wind out and referee Ficklin will signal the conclusion of the third quarter. And it was a good one for Bayside as they added 2 more touchdowns to their lead. They led at halftime by 21-3, and after 3 quarters, it's Bayside 35 and Kecoughtan 3. First game for the Warriors next week here at Darling Stadium. Channel 46 will be here. We want you here in person as well. Please come on out. We'll have Norview, the Pilots from the south side, will be invading Darling Stadium to take on the Bethel Bruins, which I understand from what I hear, Bob, they're supposed to have a pretty good team this year over at Bethel High.
Well, I'm sure they are. I don't know. We haven't got much feedback from the Bruins yet, but we will get it for the next 3 weeks, that's for sure. And again,
Well, see, if you read the Daily Press sports section, you would have read about how they're supposed to. We got a message for the cheerleaders?
from the cheerleaders.
Okay, here we
Go ahead, Ron.
You're watching Kecoughtan Warriors on WHCS 246.
All right, that was take one. Let's work on that, Ron. We had a little bit of
The timing was a little off. Well, it's early in the season.
little lack of synchronicity there. Cheerleaders are working themselves into shape, right?
There you go.
6-yard line as the ball carrier for the Warriors is Justin Green. So they need, as we mentioned now, as we start the fourth quarter here, they need to get, obviously, in the end zone, but they can get a first down if they'll get the ball just inside the 1. But needless to say, they need a touchdown real badly. 3rd down. Double receivers to the near side. Player number 10 and Travis Richmond, number 12.
Here we go, number 2.
Oh,
He's close
just
to the first
short.
down.
Boy, you know what? You almost got to. Now, that was Biscuit Ashburn, but you.
That was just a cross buck, Tim, but it's awful close. They're going to have to measure.
Well, I don't know if it.
No, he said no.
No, it's short. It's clearly about a half a yard short. They almost, the ball to get a first down almost has to be in the end zone. It's like 6 inches shy of the goal line. But if you're Coach Coles here, you've got to go for this one.
And he is. He's not kicking extra point. He's going to it. Tim, last time they tried the quarterback. Last time they tried the quarterback, he picked up 2 yards on a sneak.
Yeah, a little more difficult when they know you're going to do it. And he does carry it, and he's in there. So 1 yard out. Thompson from 1 yard out gets the first touchdown of the season for the Warriors. And the Warriors with 10:29 remaining trail now 35-9. Brodsky will be on to try the extra point. That was a good drive by the Warriors.
Yes, it was.
And that will go a long ways to help offset what's, a lopsided score here. They've shown some positive things here against a very good Bayside team as Brodsky puts it right through the uprights. And now the score is 35-10 in favor of the Marlins. Here's your replay. Going to show a fine surge by the offensive line for Kecoughtan.
And it didn't go on a quick count either. I mean, good job. Nice call.
Yeah, that was a good job and a good effort by the offensive team to take that ball right down the field. And they could have given it up a while back here after the score was 35-3.
I was impressed with Green. Green was very instrumental in that drive. But Tim, that'll give you a little bounce to your step now. You kind of were down a little bit. This will help the morale of your team. And I do want to talk a little bit about Zooms, Tim, and David Allen. They're going to award to the senior football player in each one of their Hampton schools this year who has demonstrated academic excellence. These players will receive a plaque at a school board meeting after the season. And, of course, we always want to thank David Allen and Zooms for the continuing support of WHCS and, of course, our student athletes.
I want to thank him for having that great food up there at Zooms.
Well, yeah, we can look at you.
Careful now, careful.
I'm going to be careful.
Taking it to 14.
I don't want to mess up our 20-year relationship.
Right. Wouldn't want to have a divorce this far into it. Painter takes it out to the 33-yard line. Kenneth Painter, senior, 5'8", 165. I always like to see the little guys do well in football. They always talk about the 7'3", 400-pounders, but the little guys are usually the more exciting players to watch. They have that quickness and
a little jitterbugs.
Well, and more importantly, I just, everybody talks about little guys can't play football. I love it when they go out and prove, yes, you can. If I'm small, I'm not hampered by that. If I'm quick and I work hard, I can play too. All right, the Warriors need to play good D here, and that's a good start right there, although they didn't
wrap up. Got to wrap up.
They had him and lost him. Down the sideline. Got an angle on him. It's going to be close, and he is out of bounds, but not until he gets to the 2-yard line. I do not see any yellow hankies on the field.
They had him stopped.
They did.
And did not wrap him up.
Started to say how well they'd done on defense, and lo and behold, they failed to wrap him up. 65 yards on the play by Fenner. Watch this. He's dead. He's right here. They got him. But he just said, no, you don't. And so often that's what happens as you get back to the outside. Everybody's kind of giving up.
They sucked in.
Yep. They thought they had him, and then it was a foot race.
And Biscuit caught him.
Yep. Warriors were able to keep him from getting in the end zone, but it's a small consolation. They really had him nailed at the line of scrimmage, and 65 yards later, they got him.
Well, Maurice Fenner, number 32, is kind of limping coming off the side. I see him kneeling on the sideline over there, shaking up a bit. I hope it's not anything serious.
Who's that? I'm sorry, I was talking with Bob. Who are you speaking of?
That's the young man, number 32, that carries the ball quite
Fenner?
a bit, the big kid. Yeah. Fenner Maurice he limped off, and he's kneeling over there on the sideline over there now.
Probably trying to catch his wind, and he kind of went down awkwardly. He got pushed out of bounds and kind of, flailed around when he went down. He's got 5 carries in the game for 90 yards. So
jeez.
He's been rather and 2 touchdowns.
You want to pick up 20, 15 to 20 yards and give it to this guy, right?
Exactly. So we're back to the action here. Pitch. And close to the goal line. A late flag comes down. Norfleet was the ball carrier. He did not get in the end zone, although he's very close to it, but a penalty flag on the play.
He did a little slipping, too, and I was surprised. Watch they got holding.
Here's your replay. Right there.
Right there, number 50. Yeah, there's no doubt.
Had a good tackle on the defensive player.
Holding against the offense. Replay first down.
All right, so second and goal. Instead of second and goal at the 1, it's second and goal at the 15. Or first and goal, actually. They play the replay the down.
Yeah.
So they're moving back to the 15-yard line on the holding call. And we got that one, had that one perfectly. Need that in the court case where you got him nailed. Green, who's done a good job today for Bayside, rolls, throws, got his man wide open, and he is in the end zone. Second consecutive touchdown by number 9, Raymond McCoy. Back to second 15-yard pass to McCoy. There's your replay, and there you see Mr. McCoy in the grass, but much too late.
Get in the end zone.
So at 9:26 remaining in the ball game, the Marlins have upped the score now, 41-10, looking to make it 42 as Mr. Walker will be on to try the extra point. His kick is up, and it is good. So the Warriors had the man wrapped up. Well, actually, they didn't. They had him stopped.
They had him stopped. They just didn't wrap him up. You're right.
So the Warriors suffer as a result of that. Again, first game of the season, and it's hot out here, and there's a lot of things, but both teams got to play in the same conditions. So
that's right.
Bayside has done a good job. I'm impressed with this team, and we heard they had a lot of people coming back from an 11-1 team, and it shows. These Warriors will get better. 9:26 remaining in the ball game. 42-10 in favor of the Beach District Bayside Marlins, who won the Beach District last year, and as you said, Bob, went 11-0 before they lost in the playoffs. I believe it was to Princess Anne that they lost to.
I think they did, and they had beaten Princess Anne during the regular season. So
Mr. Walker will put the foot to it again. Taken at the 10-yard line. Manny Anderson up the middle. And he is dragged down at midfield. A 40-yard return by Anderson. 41 if you put it on the 49. And watch this, a nice job. Fielded it right at his shoe tops at the 10.
Just went right where the seam was. Kept his head up.
So the Warriors in Bayside territory at the 49. Warriors have all 3 of their timeouts. Ball carrier that time, Biscuit Ashburn. Forward progress will be to the 45-yard line, a pickup of 4.
Painter doing a little demonstrating on the sideline. The official went up and warned him, and that's a good point. You don't taunt. You can get thrown out of the game and get a penalty.
All marked at the Bayside 45-yard line. Clock moving, 8:20 to go in fourth quarter. Thompson gives right side this time. Fresh number in the backfield. That is Cuffy Richard. I wanted to name him Richard Cuffy, but they've got him as Cuffy Richard.
That probably is Richard Cuffy.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the reason, because I had another young man on his team, number 9. His name is Wilson Banks.
And they got him as Banks Wilson?
Yep.
So let's assume.
I'm assuming, I think that's the one of those that, last name was Banks, Wilson Banks Jr.
Okay, so we're going to assume that it is, in fact, Richard Cuffy and not Cuffy Richard, which could be, I guess. And Thompson keeps the ball himself and gets to the 40-yard line.
His knee went down before the 40, Tim.
Oh, it sure did. On the wrong side of the 40. So it brings up a 3rd down or 4th down.
4th down. You got to go. You got to go.
Oh, yeah. Needs to get to the 39.
Biscuit Ashburn comes in with the play from the coach.
He's got the 1st down and plenty more as the ball carrier, number 8, Manny Anderson, picks up the 1st down at the 36-yard line.
Everybody was looking for the quarterback sneak, Tim, including me.
So the drive continues for the Warriors at the Bayside 36-yard line. Down to less than 6.5 minutes remaining. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage here on Channel 46. Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz and Bob Killen and the Channel 46 group on a Saturday afternoon, coming to you Darling Stadium, August 26th, the year 2000. Thompson pitches near side.
Nice cutback, nice cutback.
Manny Anderson picks up 6.
It wasn't a cutback, more it was cutting in. Instead of trying to outrun the defense, he cutted it back inside. Did a good job that time. Was that Anderson again?
It was. Picked up 6, 2nd down and 4. Again, don't want to beat this to death, but the Warriors are going to take some positives out of this. The offense has been moving the ball against a good Bayside defense. Some big plays have hurt the Warriors. Thompson kind of looked like a quarterback draw play, perhaps.
Well, I think it became a draw play because he didn't really have time to set up and find a receiver.
Yep. Got to the 29-yard line and brings up 3rd down and 3. And we have less than 5 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. High-scoring contest for the first game of the season between these two squads, 42-10. Bayside on top. Thompson gives off inside. Biscuit Ashburn had no place to go, cut it to the outside, and picked up about 1.5 yards, but it'll bring up 4th down now. They'll mark the ball at the 28-yard line. Need to get to the 25.5. Need to cross the 26 to get a first down. 4th down and a long 2. Ashburn and Anderson, the backfield. Behind Thompson.
He got it.
Yep, he got the first down. Manny Anderson. Well, I guess you and I have to give some serious considerations now to our player of the game for the Warriors. Talk about some of the candidates. Yep. Got some excellent play. You got to give some credit to Thompson, the quarterback. He's done a good job of running the show. Biscuit Ashburn's had a big game. Justin Green's had some fine runs. Manny Anderson, the backfield has done well for the Warriors in this contest.
Well, not without getting some good blocking support up front with the offensive line. And we need to look at that line. We talk about Brian Shackelford's done a good job at center. The guards, McCormick and Davis. And we have 2 Corey Davises on Kecoughtan's team. This is Corey E. Davis, 55, and I'm going to call him CC.
After the first down play, Thompson wants to throw, now runs with the ball. Looking for a block, gets inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line, close to another first down. Well, and it's not an easy call here because I'm kind of debating between the 3 running backs, between Ashburn, Green, and Anderson.
Well, pick one of them.
All right, I'm going to pick Biscuit.
All right,
Ashburn.
Biscuit's going to get it. Okay, and I think we're going to give one to the offensive center. Man gets no respect.
Well, he gets
a little bit like Tim.
Doesn't get all the recognition.
Brian Shackelford done a good job.
All right, so we'll give 2 players of the game. Biscuit, Ashburn, in a very close call on offense. There's a busted play. And Thompson makes lemonade out of a lemon.
I tell you, he did a good job, didn't he?
Well, he had a turn around and was trying to hand it off and say, whoops, no one home.
Well, if there's nobody going to be home, we'll just take it and go.
Well, he got a 1st and goal at the 5. So Biscuit, Ashburn, and Brian Shackelford. Is that the first name of the young man?
Well,
Brian?
that's not who I got. I'm sorry. I thought that he was running center. I got 51 running center. That's Randy Watkins.
No
And
gain on that play.
that's the one we're looking at. Randy Watkins. That's my fault. Randy Watkins, the center.
That was my fault. That was Bob saying that, right?
That was Bob Killen saying that.
I get called Bob a lot. Thank God for you. I don't look like you, but there's a lot of people come up and say, "You guys do a nice job, Bob." So, well, that's nice of you to say that, but I'm not Bob. Oh, let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. We've got a shaken up player. It looks like it might be a cramp. So we're going to return to Darling Stadium after a brief timeout. We'll be back with the conclusion of today's ball game. And the injured player coming off the field, that is Delton Biscuit Ashburn. And our offensive player of the game appears to be okay, just cramped up a little bit. A warm afternoon. A lot of these players lost a lot of fluids. Handoff goes to Justin Green. And he moves it to about the 4-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and goal. And we're down to 1:16. The clock is moving. Warriors have all their timeouts should they need to use them. Right now, I'm sure both of these coaches just be glad to get this one over with. But the Warriors would like to put 6 on the board before that occurs.
Yes, just stop or you're going to finish it. Let's do it on a positive note.
Double wide outs to the near side. They've had that set all afternoon, but haven't thrown much. Pitch Justin Green, he cuts back and he runs into the teeth of that defense, and they stop him cold at about the 4-yard line. He might have gotten a half a yard, but it'll bring up 4th and goal with 31 seconds on the clock. So the Warriors will have time to run this last play without calling a timeout, although they may want to call a timeout to discuss it.
Yeah,
and
they're
that
going
looks
to
be the play. So Coach Coles will huddle up with the players and look at the options that are in front of them with 4th and goal, the ball just inside the 5-yard line. Again, we want to thank the fine folks at Zooms for being our corporate sponsor.
Absolutely.
See if we can listen in.
Yo. 21 seconds.
Right.
Coach, I think they're staying in the 6. Coach, ball's on the 4-yard line.
Where Rico at? Where Rico at? Get in, yo.
All right, here we go.
Interesting. Let's go, Biscuit. Biscuit's not in there.
Nope, Biscuit's not in there. In fact, number 3 is in there, Jacob DiCarlo, who's seen limited action this afternoon. Biscuit couldn't rise to the occasion, so he's going to be honest. That was a Mr. Killen. He's killing me over here. All right, 4th and goal. Slant, no. Thompson never got a chance to throw it. He wanted to. He had a man coming across the middle, and that was going to be Joseph Clare, but Thompson never had a chance.
He never had an opportunity to get rid of that ball.
So the Marlins will get the ball, and they don't even have to run a play, as a matter of fact, because new rules in high school ball, once the ball goes over, the clock starts. Here's the replay, and you can see the Marlin defense just there too quickly. And no chance for the Warriors to get the play off. Carter Ficklin makes sure everybody's all set, and he'll crank the arm, and that will mean the clock starts. And I doubt if Bayside will even try and get another play off.
Nope, they're not going to.
10 seconds and moving, and that'll be it, as Bayside will open the season with a convincing 42-10 victory over the Kecoughtan Warriors, and Mr. Ficklin holds the ball up to indicate the end of the ball game.
Okay, Ron Baton, make sure one of your people get the microphone from the official, and I think that's exactly what Ron is saying.
Okay, our players of the game.
Number 51.
Number 51 on your scorecard, number 1 on your heart, that is Mr. Watkins, Randy Watkins.
And number 2.
Number 2, that's Biscuit Ashburn, our co-players of the game. And again, I want to thank Zooms for being our corporate sponsor this afternoon. The final score again, Bayside 42 and Kecoughtan 10. For Bob Henson, Bob Killen, and the entire Channel 46 crew, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon, everybody.